not only do these records define cycle times, they also do something else. So throughout the system where you're selecting part numbers, how you set up the cycle times has an effect on which part numbers are shown. So when we're looking, best place to look at this is the production day screen, which is the default screen when everybody logs in. But you'll notice here that we have a production date, the machine we're working on, which is our grinder, our shift, and then a part number. So we have two part numbers in the system, but we can only select one. So why is that? So when the grinder was set up, we assigned sprocket 1 as the only part that can run on that particular machine. So if we look at that here, we can see that we have sprocket 1, right? And it's defined to run on this machine. So we have a couple choices here if we want to be able to run the 20-tooth sprocket as well. The easiest way to do this is you go to our 20-tooth sprocket and you add a cycle time for it for the grinder. So we'll put that here, and let's say it's 5 minutes per part. Okay, and then we'll hit update. Okay, we'll save this, and now if we go back to the report production screen, now I get to select a part number, but the only two that I can choose from is the 20-tooth sprocket or sprocket number 1. So as we add more and more cycle times to parts that are associated with the grinder, more and more of those are going to show up in this part number drop-down box. Okay, I mentioned there was one other option, which is you could have no cycle times associated with the parts or with the machine, right? So we can take out this cell part cycle time record like I did here, and we can also go back to the machine and we can take out the record, this default record, and if we do that, what's going to happen is I can now choose any part in the system, and there are no rules associated with what is listed for the grinder in the machine. So this works really well if, one, you're doing manual data collection and we don't really need to limit this list. This works really well if you're not going to track your cycle times, but it's a way that you can really limit what's shown on these part number drop-down boxes to the users so they don't accidentally run the wrong parts on the machines. And make bad data, which is also going to pull bad cycle times, which is going to create bad calculations.